What is going on, my beautiful raspy riders? Today we're going to be taking a look at the Freesky Wildcat Pro. This is a dual suspension fat tire step through bike with a top speed of 35 miles per hour, or at least that's what they claim. We're going to go through all the specs and test out that top speed, but first we got to jump to the unboxing. That is a big wheel. I think that's 26 inches. Yep, 26 by 4. Man, I forget how big 26-inch wheels look like. This thing is gigantic. It's so much bigger from the 20 by 4s that I'm used to. I see we got a little box over here. Got some pedals. Ooh, little bag. Oh, bag for tools. This is actually such a nice carrying case. I like this a lot. Wow. Comes with wrenches, Allen keys, zip ties, and maybe the manual. This bag's got a faux carbon fiber design. It looks really nice. Definitely gonna keep this bag. Some extra screws. Our front axle. See what our charger says. So our battery will charge all the way up to 54 volts, and this is a 3 amp charger. Our battery is a 25 amp hour pack, so if you divide 25 by 3, we get 8.3. So it should take about 8 to 9 hours to charge from 0 to 100%. The packaging looks pretty good. They use a ton of zip ties to keep everything together. I think they packaged it well. Man, this wheel is gigantic. Good thing this bike is a step through, or else I would be too short to ride it. So you can't just use the key to remove the battery. There's another tab right here, and I think you just slide it down. Or is it up? Yeah, you slide it up, and then the battery pops out. It's a decent size. It's not too big and not too small. So it says right here, 48 volts, 25 amp hours, 1,200 watt hours. I wouldn't call this a gigantic battery, but it's not small either. 25 amp hours is actually really solid, but at the same time, it's portable enough to remove from the bike so you can charge it in your office or at a coffee shop or something. So I'm gonna get this bad boy charging, and then it looks like we got to assemble the front wheel, the handlebars, the tail light, and the regular headlight. So I'm gonna get working, and I'll see you guys back at the review. Alright y'all, welcome back. Let's take a look at the aesthetics. Looks pretty good. We got a flat black. It is a matte color, so there's no shine to it really. But it looks good. It looks clean, simple, and subtle. When you first look at it, this bike looks huge because of the 26-inch wheels. But surprisingly, the seat can go pretty low. The recommended height for this bike is 5'4" to 6'8". So this bike can fit a ton of different sized riders. I'm 5'6", and I could fit this bike pretty well. It's all due to that adjustable seat post and the step-through design. The step-through design makes it super easy to get on and off the bike. Alright, let's run through the specs really fast so that we can take this bike out and actually test it on the road. We got 180mm rotors front and rear, paired with 4-piston hydraulic brakes. The caliper says S4. I haven't seen that before, so I don't really know the brand of these brakes. But I'm glad that they come with 180mm rotors and 4-piston. A lot of times we'll see dual piston at this price range, but it's nice that we have 4-piston. For our tires, we got 26 by 4-inch CST fat tires. These things are huge. You could probably roll over anything. We got plastic fenders and front suspension forks. We have 2 adjustment knobs on our suspension forks. One is for the preload, and one is to lock out the forks. I can't really feel anything when I adjust the preload, but you can lock the fork out. There's probably like 2 inches of travel. It feels really good. Attached to our forks, we have a nice headlight. I tested this in my garage, and it's alright, it's not bad. Above our headlight, we have some bolts right here, so you can carry a basket if you wanted to. For our handlebars, we got some locking grips and the rubber feels really nice in the hand. We got our hydraulic brake levers. On the levers, it says Semilog or Semilog. I've never heard of that before, but they feel really good. It feels like it just hits a wall on you, like you're gonna be able to stop really fast. We also got a thumb throttle. It looks like this thumb throttle could be placed on the right side if you wanted to. You might just have to move your shifter. We have a little keypad over here. If you want to turn on your light, you just hold the plus button. If you want to go in a walk mode, you hold the minus button. These arrows are for our turn signals in the rear, and we got our power button. You can use this power button to turn on your bike, but then you'll have to input the code, and the code is 1212. I prefer to use our NFC card to turn on the bike, and they give us two of them, one red, one black. All you do is you just swipe and the bike turns on. But if you use the power button, you have to input the code right there. It starts off as zeros and you just put 1, 2, 1, 2, and the bike turns on. Yeah, it's much faster if you just use your NFC card. The display reads out our speed, has an odometer, our pedal assist levels, and percentage to read our battery. On the right side, we have our standard 7-speed Shimano shifter. Moving down to the center of our frame, we have some mounts for water bottle holders and our key slot if you want to remove the battery, which is integrated nicely into the frame. The battery that we're working with is a 48 volt 25 amp hour Samsung pack, and it is UL certified. The claimed range is 60 to 105 miles. That is some insane range. So I'm going to assume that that is with our lowest pedal assist and pedaling really hard. If you're going max throttle and you're really just pinning it with your thumb, our range is probably going to be closer to 30 to 35. I say that because we do have a somewhat thirsty controller. The controller, which is probably going to be somewhere right here, is a 30 amp controller. 30 amps is a good amount and can push some power. That's why the listing says that this bike has 120 Newton meters of torque. So that's a good amount of torque for a 48 volt battery. And that much torque usually means that the battery will drain a little bit faster when you're really hitting that throttle. If we move on back, we have a shock that says 850 pounds. That is slightly on the firmer side. If you weigh more than me, which is 170 pounds, then 850 might be pretty good for you. This is what the rear suspension looks like. I can see it compressing and I can feel it. As for our seat, it feels super cushiony, like there's some good gel in here. Yeah, this definitely feels like a gel seat. Not even a foam seat, just straight up gel. I would imagine this feels really good on my butt. The bike does come with a fairly large rack with a brake light. When you hit the brakes, it does flash, so everyone can see that you're slowing down. That's what the turn signal looks like. It's pretty good. Got no complaints there. Moving on down, we have our derailleur, and for our motor, this is a 1000 watt geared hub. The claim top speed is 35 miles per hour, but we're gonna test that real soon. I'm 5'6", and I am on my tippy toes. The seat is at its lowest position. This is what I look like with the one-legged lean. The good thing is that because of its step-through design, I can easily just come off the seat. If I'm at a light waiting for it to turn green, you don't have to stay seated. You can step off really quickly and easily. All right, without further ado, let's take this thing on a test ride. All right, guys, we are outside on the Freesky Wildcat Pro. Let's go through the pedal assist modes. I don't have my phone holder today, so I gotta use my hand. And it looks like pedal assist 1, we are getting 10 miles per hour. So far, this bike feels really smooth but peppy. 120 Newton meters of torque, that's pretty solid. For a bike in this class, usually I see like 90 to 100. Okay, level 2 is reading the same as the phone. So display shows 15 and the phone shows 15. So it's pretty accurate on both ends. Level 3, both display and GPS are showing 21. Level 4, .26 miles per hour. Level 5. Ooh, it's getting fast. 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. Oh, almost at 35. We saw 35. That is scary fast with one hand. Oh man, I don't want to do that again. I really need to start keeping my phone holder on hand. But yeah, we saw 35 on the GPS and 35, I think 36 on the display. One thing you guys should know is that the throttle is limited to about 21 miles per hour. Freesky does sell a controller to unlock your throttle so that you can also go 35 miles per hour with just throttle. What's interesting is that if my thumb is pinning that throttle and I'm maxed out at 21, if I just slowly move my legs and ghost pedal, the speed starts increasing. You can purchase a controller to unlock that throttle, but to be honest, I don't know if it's needed because you can just slowly move your legs and ghost pedal because we're working with a cadence sensor, not a torque sensor, a cadence. So that means you can just slowly move your legs. You don't even have to feel resistance. So it's not like you're gonna get tired. You just give it a little bit of movement and the motor kicks on really strong. This bike is so fast. This is undoubtedly the fastest step-through bike that I've been on. And these gigantic wheels, man. These giant wheels eat up everything. Right now, we are currently headed to a park that has a really nice pond with a bunch of ducks usually. It's a really nice area to take pictures. I thought it'd be a cool spot to maybe grab a thumbnail. The brakes feel solid. I'm gonna do a legit brake test later, but as of right now, they feel really good. If you're a small to medium rider, then the seat will feel pretty good. If you're a little bit bigger, you might want to get something that's a little wider. This bike is low-key a sleeper because there's no way to tell that this bike can go fast unless you pedal the bike. If you lifted up the rear wheel and you just held down that throttle, it's only gonna show like 20, 21 miles per hour. That speed is hidden with your pedaling. It's so funny. We got some grass to the right and left of us. Let's go off-roading, test this out. Oh yeah, suspension feels good. Suspension with gigantic tires, man, you're floating. This bike wasn't built to go on extreme off-roads, but it can handle some pretty good stuff. Giant tires, man, and full suspension. This is a great bike for a little bit of everything. I would mostly use it for street, but if I ever did come across some dirt, I would not be scared. We made it to the pond. Look how pretty this is. Oh, we got a duck and her little chicks. Can you guys see that? That must be mama duck. Man, it's such a beautiful day right now. Gorgeous weather. I'm really glad they did not put a 1,000-pound shock, because at 850, I could barely feel it. It's still pretty stiff, and I'm only 170 pounds, so Maybe someone in the 200s could feel it better than I can. Ooh, this would be a cool picture right here too. Oh no, we got sprinklers. Nope, I'm gonna cut across the park. Definitely don't want to ride through that. All right, let's take a full lane right now. This bike can go 35 miles per hour. That's pretty solid. I think that's fast enough to take up a whole lane. So right now we are currently headed to the mall to conduct our brake test. Ooh, there's a speed bump in front of us. Let's go over that. Test the suspension even more. Oh yeah, I love dual suspension. Yeah! I don't think I could ever go back to a rigid frame or even a bike with no rear suspension. I just love rear suspension too much. All right guys, we made it to our brake testing location. Here's the name of the game. Right where the red Mustang is parked, this line right here, as soon as I cross it, I'm gonna hit the brakes and see how many car spaces it takes to come to a complete stop. I'm gonna ride it at around 25 miles per hour. Okay, we're at 24, 25, 26, and 25. Oh, that was a lot of sliding. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it took us 4 spaces to stop. Honestly, the brakes feel so good. It just locks up the wheels so easily that you start skidding. Another top speed run. Here we go again. 32, 33. Come on, 34. Let's go. That woman in the car was looking at me funny. She's probably not used to seeing a normal looking bike go so fast. This bike is in that territory where I would call it fast. For a stock bike to go 35, especially a lot of bikes these days are going like 28. I think a lot of bikes are stopping at 28 miles per hour. You know, on the frame, it says, Freesky, go anywhere. And honestly, with these huge tires, I actually feel like you can use this bike to go anywhere. You know what? I kind of want to try riding this bike over these rocks right here, just to see how that would feel. You just got to go nice and steady, because you don't want to slip out. I forgot to mention earlier, right underneath our throttle is a horn. Sounds pretty good. I don't know if cars will hear us, but pedestrians will. All right, I'm gonna wrap this video up. So let's go over who I think this bike might be for. If you're looking for an SUV type of bike that's gonna eat up bumps and feel super plush, you know, you might wanna check this bike out. Those huge fat tires will absorb so much. It's like being in a Cadillac or something. If you're looking for something small, portable, and can tuck away easily, you probably don't want this type of bike. If you have a garage or somewhere where you can store this bike easily, then this would be a great commuter. Full suspension, a rack, and the ability to go 35 miles per hour, that makes this bike a great choice for a commuter. If you guys have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Please give this video a thumbs up and a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.